Yes, come on. The football is back. This Friday, Manchester United is taking on Spurs. Really looking forward to the match. It's been so long since we played football, Manchester United, and I really have missed it so much. And I expect all of you guys have missed it greatly. And I'm just hoping it's not too underwhelming. And let's get into it. So Manchester United taking on Tottenham Hotspur in a massive game for Manchester United. This is a big game if Manchester United are to qualify for the Champions League. This is one of Manchester United's hardest fixtures remaining of the season in the Premier League. And players have come back from injury from both sides, which has made it a different contest to what it would have been had the game been played the week after the last Premier League fixture, which was Manchester City at home. So it does give it's a complete different fixture now to what it would have been then. It really is. Back then, we would have been playing an away fixture at Tottenham Hotspur with the players without the likes of Paul Pogba, Marcus Rashford, Heung-min Son and Harry Kane featuring in this game. Now all of them players I believe are fit. I haven't really looked too much into Tottenham's team, but I presume Son, and I've seen Kane has been in training, so Kane's fit. And obviously Rashford and Pogba are fit. Whether any of them players actually start the game does remain to be seen, but them players are all fit. And the other factor is that this fixture now, I'm not sure if it seems like it's a home fixture for Tottenham on the simple fact that there is no fans in the ground. And we've been seeing in Germany how the coronavirus has really affected the home teams. It really has. There has been a lot more away victories in German football than there has been in before. So I'm not too sure what's going on with there, but with no fans in the ground, it does seem to give it a bit more of an even playing field. So it does negatively affect the home team. So there could be a lot of shocks in this football, in this Premier League coming up now. And that probably gives Manchester United a slight advantage going into this game, because away at Spurs would have been a difficult game, and to me I wouldn't have been but the only factor is Manchester United, if they'd played this game back before the coronavirus started, then I would have been confident that Manchester United would have actually won the fixture, because without Harry Kane and Son, they were absolutely toothless at the time, and Manchester United were playing quite well at the time. So the form has completely gone out the window right now for Manchester United and Tottenham, because we don't know what the form is of these two sides. Manchester United have played two friendly games. I think they lasted about 60 minutes each, lost one, won one. I think Spurs lost one, a friendly game against Norwich, but you can't read anything into that. I mean, this is trying to get players fit. Players aren't going to be fit for the start of this season. There's the return of the season. There's no way of that. So I'm not sure that this fixture is going to live up to its hype. I mean, normally we would be. I'm obviously buzzing for the return of the Premier League, but I've got a feeling that a lot of these games are going to be a bit drab. That was the case when the Bundesliga returned. A lot of the games weren't too clever, weren't great watches. So I'm not too sure where Manchester United and Tottenham are going to be. I think the fact that we're allowed to use 5 substitutions does really change the complex of a game, because you're going to be changing half the outfield team throughout the game, which does disrupt the game as well. It really does. So I think that obviously this is the only fair way to resume the season, but it's no way is it the same as it was before. Now, how do I see Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who's got it right in a lot of the big games for Manchester United this season? We've been performing very well in a number of them. We've won a lot. We've got a very good record, and we beat Spurs before at Old Trafford 2-1. How do I see Solskjaer lining up in this fixture? Well, it is a conundrum how he lines up in this game. I've got a feeling that he may go for 3 centre halves at the. I mean, there's a lot of options. He could go for the 3 centre halves, which is what I'm thinking he might go for in this fixture, with Shaw, Maguire and Lindelof as the centre halves, with obviously David De Gea in net. Then I'm not too sure if he's going to go for Fred and Pogba in midfield, then Brandon Williams and Wan-Bissaka either side, making up that 3 or 5 at the back, however it's going to be when it is as the wing backs. Then Bruno Fernandes more in an advanced position, Rashford and Martial as the two strikers. Now, I think he could go for something similar to that. I'm not too sure. I mean, obviously, we just don't know how things are gonna go. I mean, are Pogba and Rashford able to complete a full 90 minutes? No, definitely not. They haven't played in so long. I think Pogba hasn't played since Boxing Day or something, which is crazy. It's barely featured all season. So if them two do start the game, which I believe they probably will, because to be honest, you can't say, well, if they're not fit, well, no one's really match fit, are they? So we'll have to wait and see. But I think that they probably will end up starting the game and probably completing around 60 minutes of the match. I'm not too sure if we've got any more friendlies booked in between now and the game on Friday. It would be nice to get another friendly or two in, just get some 60 minutes under their belts, just to try and get the players moving again and that. But that's sort of how I think that he will probably line the team up. He may choose to play four at the back. If he does choose to play four at the back, then I would imagine that he would take out Brandon Williams, and we will probably see Dan James come into the team in his place. That would be my only change if he does play with a back four instead of a back three, or moving into the back five. That would be my only real change that I could see him potentially making. Besides, obviously, if he doesn't play Pogba or play Rashford from the start, but I think they could both feature from the start and play around 60 minutes of the game. Now, I mean, the substitutes could be key to these sort of fixtures early on, and I mean, personally, I would like to see Mason Greenwood start in the game. I think he's played exceptionally well when Manchester United have played this season. He scored 12 goals from only 15 starts this season. So, I mean, the guy scored in the last game against LASK. Let me get that right. He scored in that game, and it's hardly featured recently for Manchester United when we did play before the coronavirus. Didn't feature against Derby, didn't feature against Man City. So it would be nice to see him get some more minutes, because every time he plays, he's been banging goals in. And to be honest, I would play him ahead of Dan James. Nothing against Dan James. I think he's got about 6 or 7 assists in the Premier League. He's done decent for his first season. But let's be honest, he is no Mason Greenwood, is he? Mason Greenwood is on another level. And I think it would be a bit bold for Solskjaer to go with that front three in this game of Martial, Rashford and Greenwood as your front three, and playing Pogba and Bruno Fernandes in the team together. That is a bit bold for Solskjaer, and I don't think he would do that in this fixture away at Spurs to start off the Premier League again. But against teams that we're expected to beat, lesser teams, there's a good chance he would go out and attack teams and play a more attacking lineup like that. But we haven't seen them three forwards feature that much this season, and when they have featured, a lot of the time, at least two or even sometimes all three of the forwards have scored. And I think them three have roughly got the same amount of goals as Liverpool's front three. And you think how much younger our front three is than theirs, which is crazy to think. So they are our best front three, but I think he will be a bit cautious in this game, and I think it's not going to be the best spectacle this game. But as we've talked about, Harry Kane will return from injury. How fit he's going to be, we don't know, but he will be Tottenham's main threat. He really will, and Heung-min Son will be their other big threat as well going forward. But besides them two, they haven't been too great of late. Tottenham, when they were playing before the coronavirus, they weren't in good form at all. Jose Mourinho couldn't get this team to play at all. They got knocked out of the Champions League to Leipzig. They struggled to limber through the FA Cup, and then got knocked out in the next round against was it Norwich. They haven't been in good form at all, and to them, this game, if they lose this game, then they've lost out on the chance to get in the Champions League. For me, that will be it for Tottenham. It really will. But I think it's going to be a difficult game for Manchester United. I think if we can approach this game maybe a bit cautious at first, just to see how the game goes. But I'm going to put this game down as a 1-1 draw. I think it's going to be a tight affair, actually. I don't think there's going to be a lot in this game. And if I was to say anyone to win out of the two teams, my favourite would probably be Manchester United. I think that before the coronavirus, they were playing a bit better, and with the fact that Song and Kane weren't even playing before the coronavirus break, doesn't mean that they're probably not fully fit. And although Pogba and Rashford aren't fully fit, we were playing our best football without our two best players, before the coronavirus kicked in. So if we could get them two fully fit and firing, Manchester United could do business between now and the end of the season. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on the game. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. It is free to subscribe to the channel, and make sure to hit that like button. It doesn't cost anything, and even if you don't even want to watch the video, it helps the video get noticed. If you do like it, if you don't like it, let me know in the comment section why you don't like it, what we can improve on the channel, and just let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And do leave your score predictions in the comment section below for this game, and there'll be much more news, updates on transfers and all sorts on Manchester United coming for the remainder of the season. There will be a lot more videos coming your way on the channel, so keep locked to the channel. There will be match reactions and whatnot after the game, and more previews and reviews on other games, so keep up to date with all the channel, and follow us on Twitter and YouTube. The links are on the main page of this channel. Just click them in the right hand corner on the header of the channel on the main page. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on the game, like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you all again soon. See ya.